A very warm welcome to all the students of Thakur Vidya Mandir High School and Junior College. Keeping up with our motto, let learning be a joy and teaching a pleasure. Here we are with remote teaching and learning process to bridge the gap. Happy learning, students! A warm welcome to all the students. Today we are going to move ahead with the types of verbs. Previously, we have studied about the introduction to finite and non-finite verbs. As I have mentioned earlier, non-finite verbs are further divided into infinitives, gerunds, and participles. Today, we are concentrating more on infinitives. Hello students, I am Miss Dezal D'silva, teacher of Thakur Vidya Mandir High School and Junior College. Will be teaching all this topic. I request each and every students to please take down notes. It will be really helpful for you all during your exams. So let's learn infinitives today. Before we learn infinitives, let's know what is the meaning of the word verb. As we have studied earlier, in parts of speech, one of it is verb. A verb is an action verb. A verb is a word used to express an action or state. For example, Sita bakes cookies. So in this sentence, bakes is an action word. There are many other words like play, cry, drink, look, listen, and so on. But in verb, there are two types, finite and non-finite verbs. Finite verbs change according to the subject and tenses, whereas non-finite verbs has no such changes. So today we shall study about non-finite verbs. I hope the concept of verbs are clear. I repeat once again, verbs are action words. It is used to express an action or a state. Also, verb, there are two types, finite verb and non-finite verb. Finite verbs are verbs that change according to the subject and tense, whereas non-finite verb has no such changes. And today we shall study non-finite verb. As I have mentioned earlier, verbs are action words. Also, I have mentioned that in verbs there are two types. Firstly, finite, and the next is non-finite verb. So today we shall study more in detail about non-finite verb. In non-finite verb, we have infinitives, gerunds, and participle. Gerund and participle we will be studying in the next video. Today we shall concentrate more on infinitives. Now what exactly is infinitive? The to form of the verb is a non-infinitive verb. This means that it is a verb whose form does not change whatever the tense of the sentence is. It is known as infinitive. The function of infinitive is to plus infinitive or bare infinitive. For example, bare infinitives are words which do not use the word to. Then we have gerund, which uses verb first form plus ing, and participle verb first form plus ing, present, past, verb plus verb third form, and having plus verb third form. We will see that in detail in the next video. Today we shall concentrate more on the topic infinitives because we will be studying that in detail today, whereas the rest we will be studying in the next video. you'll have watched my video on the topic tenses, then it will be very easy for you all to understand the verb first form, what is the second form of verb, and what is the third form of verb. As I have mentioned earlier, there are three forms of verb. First one is the base, second is the past, third is the past participle. So, in infinitives, we are going to concentrate more on the first verb form, that is the infinitives. The base form of the verb is called the infinitives. The verb without s, es, ies, ed and d is called infinitives. For example, eat, drink, play, watch, see, swim, teach, write, etc. All these words are verbs, but it is in verb first form. Infinitives, when we study about infinitives, we have to make use of the verb first form and not second and third, where the word consists of s, es, ies, ed and d. So for infinitives, we are going to study only verb first form is used in infinitives. I hope this concept is clear. Verb first form is used in infinitive and not V2 and V3 form, where the words consist of S, ES, IES, ED and C. For example, eat, second form will be ate and the third form will be eaten. So we are not going to make use of the words ate and eaten in infinitives. We are just going to concentrate on the base verb, which is known as infinitives. Now let's study what are infinitive. The types of infinitives. There are three types of infinitives. But before that, let's know more about what exactly are infinitives. An infinitive can be a to plus infinitive or pair infinitive, as I have mentioned earlier, to plus verb first form, or V1, that is the V1 which stands alone is known as bare infinitive, which does not take the help of the word to. There is no much difference between them, so we can classify them as follows: bare, that is zero infinitive, full infinitive and split infinitive. Now, as I have mentioned earlier, in a sentence where words like let, have, make, hear, watch, or words like will, would, shall, should, can, could, or rather, better, had better, all these words, when such words are used in a sentence, then we do not take the help of the word to. We just use V1 form. Over there, we don't add to in the sentence. That is known as bare zero infinitives. I repeat once again, you all can note it down. Words like, if this particular word is in a sentence, then we should not take the help of the word to. We won't use the word to in that sentence. It will only consist of V1 form. If in a particular sentence, words like let, have, make, hear, watch, will, would, shall, could, can, might, must, need, dare, rather, better, had better, all these words, or if such words are used in a particular sentence, then we should not use the word to. Okay. For example, I can give you, let me play. Now, in this particular sentence, let is there. So, as I've mentioned earlier, words like let, have, make, year, would, near, might, all these words, if any of this word is there in a sentence, then we should not use the word to. Okay. Now, play is the verb first form. So, we have to just make use of the verb first form, and we should not add to in that sentence. Make this clear in your head. In bare zero infinitives, we should not use the word to. We only have to make use of verb first form. If in a particular sentence word like let, as I've mentioned earlier, let, might, could, if any of these words are there in the sentence, then we should not use the word to in that particular sentence. Now we will study what is full infinitives and split infinitives. Now let's move ahead to the second type of infinitives. In the first type, that is bare infinitives, we do not use the word to, and therefore it is called as bare infinitive, where the word to is frequently used with an infinitive, but when an infinitive is without to, it is called bare infinitive. I repeat again, the word to is frequently used. It is frequently used with an infinitive, but when an infinitive is used without to is known as bare infinitives. Sometimes in a sentence, verbs like let, have, make, hear, watch, will, would, shall, should, all these words, when any of this word is used in a sentence, then we cannot use the word to. Now let's move ahead to our next topic, that is full infinitives. Now what is full infinitives? When an infinitive is used with a word to, or to plus infinitive is called full infinitive. For example, to read, to run, to jump. When any verb takes the help of the word to, it's known as full infinitives. But sometimes full infinitives can function as a noun or an adjective or an adverb in a sentence. It can be to learn. For example, the word to learn, it can be in a subject. It can also be in the place of an object or as a subject complement. So in the next slide, I will show you all few examples as in which and how it can function. Now, as I have mentioned earlier, that infinitives can be in a subject. It can take place in a subject also. It can be at the end of the sentence or as a subject complement, or it can be used as an adjective or an adverb. For example, to learn is important. Over here, to learn is in a subject form. In the next sentence, they all want to go. Now, to go is an infinitive because it has taken the help of the word to plus infinitive, that is go. So, sometimes you see that to can be in the subject form, or it can be in the object form, or it can be as a subject complement. Okay. Also, sometimes in a particular sentence, infinitives can be as an adjective. For example, this is the game to watch. To watch functions as an adjective modifying the noun game. Now, full infinitives can also be in the form of an adverb sentence. For example, He is ready to go. To go functions as an adverb modifying the adjective ready. Now, as we have studied earlier in parts of speech, what is an adjective? Adjective is a word used to add something to the meaning of a noun, whereas adverb is a word used to add something to the meaning of the verb, an adjective or another adverb. So, I hope this concept is clear. In infinitive, the words like to learn, to go, to play, it can be at the start. It can also be in the object part. It can also be as a subject complement. It can also be as an adjective or an adverb. So it is not always that the word to learn will be in the middle. It can be as an subject also. It can be as an object also. It can be as a subject complement also. It can be as an adjective also. It can be adverb also. So if in exam, if they tell you all to find the infinitive, it is not always that the infinitive will be in the middle. It can be in the start also. It can work as a subject. It can work as an object. So we have to pay a minute detail for full infinitives. It can function as a noun. It can take place in a subject, object or subject complement. It can also be used for an adjective or an adverb. I hope this concept is clear. Now we shall move ahead with few of the examples. Now you all must be wondering that we did not study the third type, that is the split infinitives. This split infinitives are not used much and I don't want you all to get confused. So we will be focusing more on bare infinitives and full infinitives. To tell more about split infinitives, it is used when you place an adverb or an adverbial phrase between the to and the verb, and the split of the infinitives from to is called split infinitive. For example, if it is to play, now to play is full infinitives, and if we add to seriously play, okay, now the word seriously is come. Now to and play are splitted and another word is added in that sentence is known as split infinitives. But I don't want you all to get confused, so I'm not explaining in deep what is split infinitives. I can give you an example. She seems to really like it. Now we see, if it was just to like, then it would be full infinitive. But between to and like, we have added a word really. So that is known as split infinitives. Now we shall move ahead with few of the examples. Rewrite using the infinitive form of the word underlined. Now, if in a particular sentence the underlined word is, the base form of the word is second and third, we should keep in mind that infinitive word makes the use of verb first form and not second and third. Even if in a sentence it is given, the underlined word is given in a second and a third form, we have to convert that second or third form into the first form, because infinitives are, we should add to plus infinitive, that is to plus verb first form. And when to use only bare infinitives? When words like let, could, would, if such words are there, then we have to use bare infinitive. Now we shall see the first sentence. He had fine goods for sale. Now sale, it is not in verb first form. So now we have to convert that word sale into first form, and therefore the answer will be he had fine goods to sell. as I have mentioned earlier, infinitives we use only verb first form and not second and third. If in a particular sentence they have told us to rewrite the following sentence by infinitive form, then we have to keep in mind that infinitive verb means to plus verb first form. That's it. So if an underlined word is of verb second form or third form, we have to convert it and bring it to the first form of the verb. Now let's move ahead to the second sentence. She was happy playing on the violin. Now playing, gerund, ing form is used. So now we have to convert that into verb first form. So playing first form will be to play. The entire sentence will remain the same. Only near the place of playing we have to add to play. Then the last sentence is I like chasing the windows with my lantern. So chasing, we have to convert that sentence into verb first form of infinitives. So I like chasing. What will be the first form of the word? Infinitive verb first form. So we have to add to plus verb first form. So what is the first form of chasing? Chase. Okay. So let's write the sentence. I like to chase. The rest sentence will remain the same. I hope you all understood these three examples. If in a particular sentence the underlined word is of second or third form, we have to convert that into first verb form. The base form will have to be verb first form, but before that we have to add to. I hope this concept is very clear. Take care students. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you all loved and understood this particular topic, infinitives. In the next video we will be studying about gerunds and participle. Till then, take care and stay safe.